Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler.
And I'm Luke.
And we're here with the second episode of Holy Heck, I Really Like Love Live, where we're going to be looking at every single Love Live song, song by song. So last time, we went over Mew's first 6 songs, stuff like Snow Halation and Bokura no Live, Kimi to no Life. And today we're actually going to be looking at the very first Aqours singles, try to balance it out a little bit. Before we get into that, though, we should point out that we decided to cut each episode down from 6 songs, like it was in the first episode, to 3 in order to kind of save some time, while also giving us enough time to talk about the news in the beginning, all kinds of Love Live related news, birthdays, etc., and a little discussion at the end. So make sure you guys stick around if you want to join the conversation a little bit. So what we were talking about before is now we're probably gonna start off a little bit of news, right? Talk about what's new in the whole Love Live situation here. So Luke, why don't you take us over there?
Yeah, we had some big stuff come down the pipe today. We had the full versions of the 2 new Guilty Kiss songs drop.
Oh yeah.
And so now we got all 3 of the new subunit singles out. So it's pretty exciting. I really like both the new Guilty Kiss songs. They pretty much solidified themselves as my favorite Aqours subunit at this point. So what did you think of them?
Of the Guilty Kiss songs, I like them a lot. I gotta say though, I was real skeptical of Koroware Yasuki. There we go. That's how you say it. When it was just previewed, because I really like the intro guitar, and then it kind of lost me around the chorus. And I'm really happy to say that the full version kind of makes up for it. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Shadow Gate to Love. Yeah, Shadow Gate to Love is a really great song, but I definitely prefer the other one. I'm a huge hard rock Guilty Kiss fan over whatever else we got here.
Yeah, Shadow Gate to Love is kind of that EDM side of Guilty Kiss, because that's kind of their thing at this point. But the other song, it's got kind of that anime opening to it.
Yeah.
So I kind of see what you're saying, that it can kind of put you off. But it's some really good vocal performances. Yoshiko is once again just steals the show. So we'll
like I said. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying we'll talk about them. I think a lot next week, because we're going into subunits next week.
Yeah, we'll get there. So out of the 2 new songs that were released for each subunit, which do you think was your favorite? Which group's 2 songs?
I really like the 2 Guilty Kiss songs. They'll probably go into my while working playlist. That's the special zone. But the 2 Azalea songs, once again, didn't really resonate with me very much. I just don't really like their musical style, unfortunately. But we'll get into my beef with Azalea sometime else. But the two Siron songs were really good. I really enjoyed them. Kimirai Happy Ending is one of my favorite subunit songs. It's probably in my top 5 favorite subunit songs.
The Siron love comes out. Join us, man.
It's really good, but I'm happy with all of them. We got some really good songs out of this run of subunit songs.
Mm-hmm. I gotta stick with my goons Siron. I've been with them since the beginning, man. They've just consistently been my favorite. That's not to say I love Strawberry Trapper. Strawberry Trapper is one of my only 10. I know I was saying only 10s, and there were two of my 10s last episode. But I really like Strawberry Trapper, but Siron, oh man. Third single, was it really their third single? P.S.
Well,
I don't know how to say the rest of the name.
It's their second full release, I guess. Those were specials for SIF. Those were specially made for SIF, so I wouldn't really I guess you can call it their third single, but you'd just be better off calling it their second,
Okay, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of their third song, third song, but they quickly made up for it. I really like Happy End, like you said, but the real magic for me is in Kaigan Doride Wateruyo. Oh my goodness, I really like that song. I played that song into the ground. I'm almost at the point where I'm tired of that song because of how much I played it. So
that's a good song, but I like the other one a little bit more. But yeah, still 2 really good songs.
So moving on from the subunit songs here, we actually have the Perfect Dream Project girls. Were actually announced, or like, you know, their bios were translated, I think like a day after we finished recording the first episode.
Yeah, we recorded early last week and released on Friday, so we kind of missed out getting to talk about more about the Perfect Dream Project girls. I'm pretty excited for these guys. I'm pretty excited for this.
What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think? Well, first of all, why do you think they even like exist at all?
So like, they got voice actors, and
Right.
they haven't said voice actresses. And they haven't said if they're going to be doing songs yet. So I don't think they're going to be doing songs, but I think they kind of exist because the Muse seiyus haven't been on contract with Bushiroad for like a year and a half almost now, and they gotta be running out of like side story stuff, right? So I think they kind of exist to like replace Muse as new SRs.
That's a harsh word. I wouldn't say that.
URs. Obviously not
don't say
replace them, but like they're gonna run out of like dialogue to use in SR, UR, and SSR, and even rare stories. They're gonna run out of that dialogue to use, and I kind of think that's why the Perfect Dream Project exists, so that they can have two groups of like new cards coming out.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Like the run of, I think we're all kind of surprised we got a second run of Muse URs, and it's gonna run out eventually, right?
Right. So, do you have a favorite?
I like Emma. I'm a pretty big Emma fan, and I like Rina also. Rina's kind of cute.
I'm a huge fan of Sleepy Chan. Let me grab her name real quick. Scroll up. Kanata Konoe. She sleeps and I sleep, and we're made for each other.
Yeah, she's pretty cute. I like Rina that she communicates with everybody with her
via
board.
Paper.
Yeah,
board,
she got like a board, and instead of writing words on it, she just like draws an emotion on it. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah,
draws facial expressions.
And Emma's been one of my favorites in SIF for a long time. She's always one of my favorite end girls. So it's pretty cool to see that she's gonna get fully voice acted.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so we don't want to take too much time on the news here. Why don't we jump in with what do we got first lined up? We have Kimi no Kokoro, otherwise known as Kimi no Kokoro Kagayaiteru. Kai. Oh, got that last part at the end, trying to trick me. Yeah, so very first, I feel like we're repeating ourselves here. The very first Aqua song, huh? The Trill OG, in the words of you, last episode.
This is kind of follows the same line of well.
Why are you discussing it? Play it right now.
Yeah, just play it.
今未来変えてみたくなったよだって僕たちはまだ夢に気づいたばかりきっかけは何でもいいから一緒にときめきを探そうよときめきオンライン本当に望むことなら叶うんだと証明してみるなちっぽけな自分がどこへ飛び出せるかなわからないままで始めよう君の心は輝いてるかい胸に聞いたら Yes と答えるさこの出会いがみんなを変えるかな今日も太陽は照らしてる僕らの夢 Always 時々 sunshine
Now, I don't exactly want to repeat myself from last episode, but it's kind of hard not to when they release a song like this, and it's just an absolutely perfect introduction song to the group. Like, hey guys, it's us again. We're here to make great music again, and I feel like they did a really great job of this. I feel like it's like perfect as far as an introduction goes. It's definitely not like a 10 out of 10 song for me, but I think as far as what the song was for, I think it just absolutely nails it.
Oh yeah, 100% agree. It just like Borora, it just nails that we're gonna have a fun time while doing all this, guys. It kind of also like it, it doesn't really have very many solos, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's it's so funny how Muse just like worked up their whole career to like define everybody and give everybody solos, and then the second Aqours comes out, it's like, yeah, whatever, just make them all sing the one together.
Just make them sing.
Yeah, all right.
And that's not to say, and obviously there's the Rico Chica solo at the end, which is really good.
Yeah.
But that's
so. Yeah, let's talk about the composition of this real quick. You want to talk about that, Luke?
Yeah. The composition of the song is like pretty good. They all sound really good together, which is I think important. Because Muse for a while didn't really blend really well, and Aqua's like day one blended really well. They all kind of knew their roles, and that kind of comes back from the seiyus were all career singers, and compared to Muse, not all of them were real career singers. That's not what they were doing for a living. But almost everybody in Aqours was a career singer. So day one, they harmonized really well together, and the backing in the song is pretty strong compared to a lot of early Muse songs. The backing,
right, I get what you mean.
Yeah, the backing's kind of weak sometimes in some early Muse songs. That's not to say that like early Muse songs are bad because they didn't have great backing. Like your favorite song doesn't have to be well composed to be your favorite song.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I feel like an important part of having a really great composed song is, for example, in this song, when we were listening to the song before we started recording this session right here, I went back, I listened to it again. Right, we're gonna have to include it in the clip here, but during one of the oh yes, Doki Doki Sunshines at the end, there's this little piano lick. You wanna play that real quick? Yeah, that one. I really, oh man, it just gets me every time. You know what I mean? And I think it's really cool that there's just these little hidden ditties in here that are they're really really fun to listen to, and it's just like I kind of forget that they're in the song, and then like the song comes on my playlist, and I get to that part, and I start hearing the piano. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. The song's got a lot of those nice little moments that you look back on, and when you think about the song, you'll or when you listen to the song, you'll remember, oh yeah, that song, that part's great. I can't wait till we get to that part.
That's right. So you want to dive into the PV real quick? I'm sorry, that wasn't an Aqours joke. I promise.
100% was an Aqours joke. Don't worry.
No, it was not. But anyway, I honestly can't imagine what a person going into Love Live. Let's just say that they weren't following the magazine when Aqours was had their first debut, and this is the first thing they saw after coming off of a Muse binge with the orange-haired protagonist and the red-haired girl playing the piano.
Yeah,
I think it's
a few of the similarities. I remember when before the anime came out, people were always talking about some of the similarities between the two. You kind of have the snooty-looking class president. You have the red-haired girl playing the piano. Yeah, you have the orange-haired protagonist, the white-haired friend, and the whole time
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you got there's quite a few like character-looking similarities, but obviously in the anime they ended up being quite.
They're completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, and the PV is pretty neat. I like the PV a lot. They almost look like they tried a new animation style. They hadn't made a PV in a while, right? Like I guess they had done animation in the movies, but they hadn't made a full-length PV in 2 years, I guess. Almost 2 years, because this came out summer 2015 or fall 2015, and not Loveless World, the song next to it, Music Start, came out like mid 2014, so it had been like a year since they made a full-length PV, and it looks like they tried like kind of a different animation style sometimes, and it looks kind of different.
I know what you mean. You can kind of see like the edges.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think the edges look different. Yeah.
I will go on record saying that I think this is one of the weakest PVs in terms of animation.
Okay.
I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't think there's a bad PV. Even like the first one where they're all stick figure monstrosities. I still really like it. You know what I mean? It's definitely I don't know. I like it a whole lot. It's just I I think it's the weakest Aqua's one, which isn't saying much considering they're all really, really, really good.
Yeah, I would agree with the statement. It's one of the weaker PVs because next to Music Start, which is a really good PV, and then the which was the one before it, and the one after it, which is Aquarium, which is probably my favorite out of all Love Live. You know, Aquarium is really good. I would agree that this might be the weakest one. It's kind of cool though. There are some similarities between the anime and the PV, like when Riko shows up at the school for her first day, and Chika goes to give her the school idol application sheet, or the school club application sheet. But past that, it pretty quickly becomes a completely different story than the anime, which is neat.
This
to
is
see, you know,
this is the AU.
Yeah, like they really hit on how Kanan Day One was gonna be like one of Chika's closest friends, and she is in the show, but she doesn't show up for a long time, you know. But I think at one point she was supposed to be like a second year.
Everybody's a second year.
Yeah, everybody's a second year in the PV. Yeah, nobody has the correct.
I really like the correct. I always just imagine like Ruby, Hanamaru, Yoshiko, they're all grown up, and then meanwhile like Daya, Mari, and Kanan are all like just babies.
The second years are just the second years, yeah.
Yeah, we're having like a time like conundrum here.
Yeah.
Like the second years are all the same age.
The time paradox right now. Yeah, songs. I like the PV. The PV is fun, but I would agree that it might be the weakest. Song live is pretty good also. There's been times where Anchan
the Christmas
Rikako,
live.
Yeah. There's been times where Anchan and Rikako kind of missed on the solo at the end, but there's been times where they like completely blew it out of the water, like at the first live. Completely blew it out of the water. It was so good. And pretty easily, probably their most performed song. This or Jumping Heart are their most performed songs, and it's good. The when Shuka jumps over, what is it?
It's Aina and it's Kana?
Suawa?
Suwa? Yeah,
Yeah,
Aina and Suwa?
Yeah, yes. So
We don't get corrected for that.
that jump's always really hype. So
Alright, so we're kinda running out of time here on this one. Any final thoughts for this song?
good song.
I think we got it all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The song is good.
The
All right.
song is good.
So now we got step 0 to 1. That was easy to say. I was expecting
Yeah.
like some kind of like
Compared to
step
some of the other ones.
0 to oh yeah. So I actually went to this. I went to this live. Well, not the live. I went to a live viewing, and yeah, I went to the step 0 to 1 show, and oh my, it was really good. Really
Step 0 to
really
1
good.
show.
Yeah, they just showed step 0 to 1 and we went home.
Yeah. Seinfeld music started playing at the end. Yeah.
All right, so let's listen to step 0 to 1.
冒険に出るんだ最初は一人やがてみんなと巡り会えるゼロから一変わる気が必要変わりたい 悩みの種の葉っぱ育った摘んでしまえそんなの
every time I listen to this song, I kind of remember how much fun it is. You know, it's not a song that I'm ever going to go out of my way to listen to, but if it just comes on my phone when I'm playing around at work, you know, or on my ride home from wherever I'm at, I never skip it, and I always say to myself, "Wow, this song's really good. I should listen to it more," and then I don't. Right?
I always forget what part of like the song Step 0 to, like, I know obviously Step 0 to 1 is the song where they say Step 0 to 1 7 times.
Zero.
But
yeah.
I always forget what the backing sounds like. You know, the I always forget that this you know.
This is the
song.
Yeah song.
Yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, so we talked about Yujo no Change on last episode, and we talked about how it was really interesting how they really started to bring out you know, each character solo, right? Like all their like solo performances instead of just like one big choral singing. There's none of that in this song.
There's like
at
no
all.
solos. There's a couple little mini groups. I think the year group sing in this one. But yeah, there's no individual solos in the song at all. It's really weird.
I gotta say, I really prefer the Muse style here, where they just jumped right into solos. It's not to say I don't like this song, because I like this song a lot. It's just you know, I wish we got to hear a little bit of each girl's individual talent. Then I'm sure the people that were like really hyped for Aqours, and then they got these 3 songs, and they're, you know, like barely able to assess any girl vocally just because of like the lack of solos. They were probably so frustrated.
Yeah. I see what you're saying there. I probably my favorite part about Love Live is listening to the solos. That's probably my favorite part of listening to the music.
I can agree with that. You can just like you just can't wait for your favorite character's next solo. Like, they're gonna kill it. They're gonna nail it.
Listening to the vocally impressive solos is the best part.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so moving right along. I think it's actually kind of funny how much English they threw in both of these songs, in all 3 of these songs. We didn't get to the last one yet. How everything is just there's always some English, like, you know, right at the end of the chorus we got Z out the one, and we got what was the last one? Oh yes, Doki Doki Sunshine. In fact, I don't remember that song by Kimi no Kokoro. I remember it as the song that goes, oh yes, Doki Doki Sunshine. And I remember when I was first getting into Love Live and Luke was kind of like holding my hand through this whole thing, I was like, yeah, I like that song that goes, oh yes, Doki Doki Sunshine. I really like that song.
Yeah. If Muse had kind of their one of their weird kind of stylings was just stopping and talking like near the end of their songs, then one of the ones that you could point out with Aqours is they get a lot of English in their songs, like quite a bit in almost all their songs. And I think that's kind of neat that they might be pandering more towards the Western crowd this time around, you know.
Yeah, Atlantis realized, like, wait a minute, there's all kinds of money overseas. Hold on.
Americans got a lot of money to spend.
You know, wait.
I think, listen.
I'm sorry, I just imagine, like, the Atlantis, like, CEO, like, opening up, like an English dictionary, like, holy shit.
He just opens a random page and puts his finger down, and that's the word they're using. This song about this. They're using this word in the next song.
Write a song about, like, Chica just screams like calculus, like, in the middle of the song. Okay. Oh yeah. So when I saw the song live, or you know, the tour was, you know, it was like Aqours first live, Step 0 to 1, and they had like 2 encores. I don't know if you've seen the live. I know, Luke, you did.
They had one,
but
I think they had one.
Yeah, but they had one, but it was like so drawn out at the end. Like I was joking with my girlfriend, who was unfortunate enough to be there with me at the time, who like negative interest in the show, but I mean, she's still there. Hey, if you're listening, love you. Yeah. So I was joking with her, like, wow, yeah, they're not gonna play the song that the live was named after. And then they like said their goodbyes for like the 3rd time, and I looked at her, I was like, are they gonna play the song that the show is named after? I don't actually know.
Yeah, so I remember we had talked about how you felt it didn't feel like a great end of live song. I can think
of 20.
Yeah,
I can think of like 20 Aqours songs that would have been a better ending to.
I was like, oh yeah, it's 100% gonna be the last song of the live, and you were like, no, why would it be? This isn't a great live song. But I feel like I feel like it kind of embraces the idea of live, like this is their first step, towards stardom.
Okay.
And
I can yeah,
like
I can.
this isn't the end of Aqours yet. They're gonna have many more lives. Like they have 3 more coming up in the Happy Party Train tour, and so like kind of saying, hey, this is our first step, and I'm so excited for so much more. Like the lyrics kind of imply. I think it really does fit the theme of the concert really well.
That's what I wanted to say. You reminded me. Okay, so we got quite a few comments from various sources here saying that we should look at the lyrics for each Love Live song, and I totally agree. Like there's some songs that I really want to take a look at, and so I looked at the lyrics for all 3 of these songs, and they're all the same. Like they're all the same.
They're just let's go, man. They just want to go.
Yeah, every song is okay. Aqours Heroes lyrics are really funny, so
yeah,
we'll talk about them when we get there.
Funny.
But Step 0 to 1 and Kimi no Kokoro, oh yes, Doki Doki Sunshine song, they're just like, hey, it's us, believe in ourselves, we're number 1, let's do it. Like they're almost identical in that sense.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to go. We definitely want to go in depth on like analyzing the lyrics when the time comes, but I don't feel like these songs are exactly the best way to start.
We'll probably stick to analyzing lyrics for more in-depth songs.
Okay, so I think we're about ready to move on, right?
Yeah, I think we got just about everything out of the way.
So the next one, which I am so tired of hearing, it's ridiculous because of the Nico Namas, Aqours Heroes. You ready?
Yeah, that's it.
Stop. Oh my god. I'm so done. Alright. Listen. I'm so done with that beginning part. It's not. So for anyone who doesn't know, at all the Aqours Nico Namas, before they do like some kind of like big activity, they always start with the beginning part of Aqours Heroes, and that part has just been in my head ever since I started watching the Nico Namas, and I'm so ridiculously done with it that I almost forget there's like a different song. Like I won't lie that I've skipped Aqours Heroes on my phone a few times because I heard that and then like skipped it immediately.
Just
habitually.
Gotta get over it real quick.
Yeah, so I gotta say there was a lot more like grouped. So I guess group solos would be the word. Group solos in this song than I remember.
Kind of little units, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all. Almost everything is broken up into year groups. So we got the first, second, and third years, and they all sound really good.
Yeah,
the song
and,
is
and
good.
everybody gets a little solo here and there. Ruby gets a really tiny one, and Mario gets a really tiny one, and Kanan is left to kind of pick up the trash as always. Just kind of like Kanan always gets little tiny solos.
The Hayaku.
Yeah.
Didn't she nailed it at the live that I saw?
Yeah. Sua kind of. That's hard to hit that high note when you've been running around singing and dancing. I was in show choir for a while in high school, and hitting high notes when you've been running around singing and dancing, oh, that is hard. But she nailed it at the first live. Yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, not too much to say about this song.
I think the backing's really fun.
The backing is super fun. We have a lot of we got more English. You know, the Aqua's punch, Aqua's flash,
the Aqua's
which
flash. Yeah.
I don't think we realized that was in the song until about like a few days ago.
Yeah, until a few days ago, we were looking into the lyrics, getting ready to do this episode, and like Tyler said, we're not huge listeners of this song, you know. But we were looking into the lyrics a little bit, and we discovered that, and that's funny. Like the lyrics of the song is all talking about, hey, we're gonna hit this full force ahead.
Yeah, but they say it, so they have like the same kind of idea as the other two songs, right? Where it's like, we're the best, we're gonna do it, but it's less about like working hard and following your dreams and more about like
we're gonna go do it.
Literal superheroes. Like
Yeah.
my favorite line, if you ever need advice, call us over right away. Like, okay, that starts normal enough, and then hold on, we'll head there on our jet at Mach speed.
Mari pays for them all to be superheroes.
Yeah.
They all got super
Mari
suits.
paid for the jet. Hang on there just a minute more. And so this song is just regular Aquas, just with superhero paint for lyrics.
Yeah, where's the PV for this one? I want to see the PV of them running
I
want
want to see the Mach speed jet.
Yeah, where's the Mach
What are we gonna
speed
have
jet?
the Love Live Macross? Macross.
Yeah. we can get the mashup.
We can finally post about Love Live on in Mecha Hell and on M on 4chan.
Yeah, we'll be let in.
Is Love Live M?
Yeah, we can ask if Love Live's in, and they can't say no. Really fun song.
Yeah, I really like the. There's a whole lot of, more so than the other two songs, a lot of grouped up when someone's singing, and then in the background we got a you know what I mean. There's a lot of that.
Kind of.
And it's not always the same group either. Like, it's not like the first years are the designated yas. It's more like everybody's the designated yas. We're all superheroes here.
Yeah, they split it up really well. I think they split up the solos in the song really well. Obviously, like, the second years are always going to have a little bit more than everybody else because they're the most important characters. But
they're the main characters.
Yeah, they're the main characters. Yeah, and I think this is kind of the song that you can base a lot of how you feel about each member, vocally. This is out of these three songs the one that you can tell the most pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Out of the three, you mean?
Yeah, out of these three songs, yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah. So I think we're about done with Aqours Heroes, right?
Yeah, we got through our three songs. So now that we've kind of gotten through our three songs for the week, we kind of want to get into a little bit of discussion. So our discussion topic of the week is, what is Aqua's most iconic song?
Right.
I think we got differing opinions on this one.
All right. Before we get into that, I just want to say real quick, kind of like a little, not even self-promotion, it's just kind of like self-observation here. Luke and I made this podcast, right, because we wanted to make a Love Live podcast, and it was a bonus if people listened to the podcast. And
yeah, we just wanted to have fun doing it, and we thought it would be cool if people did listen.
And I don't want to use the term blow up, but looking at the fact that we already have, I think we're at 27 subscribers right now and over 300 views, that's like, that's like a really great surprise, and we're really, really happy about that. So for all you guys like tuning in, like we really appreciate this. Thanks so much. This is honestly more than either of us even expected, and we're honestly surprised that people want to sit around listening to two dudes talk about a cartoon about dancing girls. But hey, you're here.
That's the best.
So, the most iconic Aqua song.
Yeah, I think we already pretty easily stated what we think are, the most iconic Muse song is in Snow Halation, right? That's pretty easy.
Right,
but
and it's
I think choosing your most iconic, Aqua song at this stage, now that we're I think we're just over 2 years into the project, it's pretty hard to choose.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that when you're choosing your most iconic Aqua song, it just kind of have. I wouldn't even say that it's not on the same level as Snow Halation. I honestly don't think it's on the same level as Muse. Like,
oh yeah, no
all.
doubt. I've kind of came up with my own list of the top 5 most iconic Love Live songs, and no Aqua song, I don't think it comes close to making that list. I think there's about 6 or 7, Muse songs that are above that. And obviously,
but okay, like,
you become more of an icon
yeah,
the more retired you are.
Yeah, disclaimer. Iconic does not mean good.
Yeah, iconic does not mean like really good. Like there's a lot of Aqua songs that I love to death that are, you know, there's more Aqua songs in my top 10 than Muse songs now, and it's not to say that that Aqua songs aren't good, but iconic and good are two different things. And Snow Halation is incredibly iconic, and that's why when we talked about it the last episode, you know, we called it the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
It's so iconic that we still haven't stopped talking about it 2 episodes later.
Yeah. We're in our 2nd episode, and we still find a way to shoehorn Snow Halation in.
So let's jump right into it, right? The most iconic Aqua song for me. As much as I want to say Mijuku Dreamer because that's my favorite Aqua song, I don't think I can, because it's kind of hard to throw like an anime song in there when, like, I know obviously Snow Halation became you know, an anime song, but it wasn't originally. And I feel like if anything has a chance of being the most iconic, it would either be the opening or it would be a single. And I know for a fact Happy Party Train is or was, I guess, I don't know if it still is, doing incredibly on the charts in Japan. Did it hit, what did it hit, number 2?
It's second. Yeah, right. No Love Live songs hit first yet.
Ever. Ooh. So.
And Mijuku Dreamer hit second also. That's worth stating.
Oh, that's right? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually know
Mijuku
that.
Dreamer was the only show song to hit second.
Wow, I actually didn't know that. But as for me, I'd say it's probably a tie between Azori no Jumping Heart, which is the opening, and probably the first song, Kimi no Kokoro. I just think it's in a position to be one of the most iconic. You know what I mean? Just more so than the others. Like, again,
I think when you
not to say, no, you're good. Not to say that they're better or worse or anything than any songs. I just feel like those songs just have the best chance at, you know, being iconic more so than a show song or a song that just came out. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I think when you think of iconic, kind of what could qualify as iconic. Like for me, when I was trying to think of this for the last couple of days, like what is the most iconic Aqua song? And I thought about it quite a bit in terms of the broader scope of entirety of Love Live, but never sat down and just thought about Aquas. Like a couple songs that come to mind that are big deals, but they aren't quite iconic. There's songs like Aquarium.
Right.
I don't think quite, you know, has that iconic status. It's a great song, really good song, sold well, but it's not quite iconic. Really good PV. Same with Happy Party Train, sold really well, really good song, but not iconic, you know?
Didn't you say, you had a friend that went to Japan, right? Who wasn't necessarily into Love Live.
Yeah.
And why do you keep going here?
Yeah, one of my friends went to Japan for 2 weeks.
Did I say went to Japan? I think I might have said went to Love Live. Whatever, keep going.
No, I think you said went to Japan.
one of his friends went to Love Live. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of my friends went to Japan for a couple weeks, and he went to Akiba for a couple days because he does like anime. He's not necessarily a huge Love Live fan, but he was there for a couple weeks, and it was right when Happy Party Train came out, and he said no matter where he went in Akiba, he could still hear the first minute and a half loop just playing everywhere. It was playing in every store in Akiba. So obviously it sold really, really well.
Right.
Yeah, he said all the shelves were clear. That he bought me a copy and sent it to me. But I still don't feel like a song like that quite gets that iconic status. I feel like it could. Happy Party Train has a better shot than Aquarium of becoming this like incredibly iconic song. But I think for me, Jumping Heart is pretty easily the most iconic song.
Okay. Didn't you say
when I really sat down and thought about it, like Mijuku Dreamer and Kimi no Kokoro are like super solid options. Kimi no Kokoro can gain that status easier because it's the first song, and Mijuku Dreamer I think is, a lot of people agree with me and agree with you that Mijuku Dreamer is one of the best composed,
I think
is the best composed Love Live song.
Oh, I was about to stop you when you said the best composed Aqua song and been like, oh no, I think it's the best composed Love Live song. But yeah. I mean, you stopped me for you, or stopped you for me. You know?
Yeah, and we'll get to Mijuku Dreamer in the coming months, but Jumping Heart, they performed that song so much live, and I think that's part of
right. Yeah, weren't you talking about how when Aquas were guests at things that weren't necessarily Aqua's lives, they'd always perform Jumping Heart?
Yeah, they perform Jumping Heart or Kimi no Kokoro, and part of what makes Snow Halation so iconic is that it's so great live, and that it's the orange glow sticks. Whenever they break out the orange glow sticks at the end during Hanukkah solos, that adds to kind of the legend status of the song. And they've just done a Jumping Heart so many times live, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's a good thing. That they kind of have this go-to song that whenever they go somewhere, they can always perform it. Like when they perform at is it Anime Expo or LA Anime next week?
I almost said LAX. Yeah, when they perform at the airport.
Yeah, I think it's Anime Next. Is that my?
No, Anime Next is the one I just went to. That was in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh. Well, different. Same thing.
When they perform at the
when,
anime
when they go
convention.
to when they're gonna be in LA in a couple weeks, there's no doubt in my mind that they're gonna do Jumping Heart, and that's when it led to me to say, yeah, that's the most iconic song.
Right. Okay. I guess I can agree with that. So, big part of this is what do you guys think? If you want to leave it down in the comments of, I guess anything that I'm gonna post this on. I feel like I'm not just gonna post this. Real quick. For those who don't like to listen to YouTube, to just kind of sit back and listen to a podcast, we actually have a SoundCloud now.
Yeah, and we'll be uploading both of the videos at the same time.
Yep. So
the video onto YouTube and the audio file to SoundCloud. Yeah.
So if you want to check that out, if maybe you don't want to waste too much data on YouTube, and you still want to listen to our buttery voices, but
buttery. Yeah, that's down in the description below. You guys can check on that.
So I was thinking maybe next episode we could take some of the answers to the most iconic songs and maybe like talk about it in the beginning to what people had to say.
Yeah, definitely. We can hit on what other arguments people might have had for their favorite song,
right?
For their most iconic song.
And as of right now, we're with our 2.5 fans. If you leave a comment, you're very, very likely to be featured.
You will be featured.
Okay, but I think that's about all the time we have for today, right?
Yeah, that about covers everything we wanted to get in this week. Next week we're gonna be starting subunits.
That's right. Yeah.
I think the next 3 weeks we'll be kind of committed to subunits.
We are entering the gates of subunit hell.
Yeah, I love subunits in Love Live. I talked about earlier how solos are my favorite thing.
Yeah, I can agree completely.
Being able to tell, what every girl's individual skills are, you can really tell in subunits.
Yeah, even when it's a full group of 3 singing, you can still hear a specific girl, hitting a part or maybe doing something that you like or don't like, and it's really, really easy to analyze, and that's kind of what the whole podcast is about. So I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy we finally get to, because this was kind of just like a big hump of like a bunch of choral singing and not so much analysis about each girl, which is something I'm really, really looking forward to. And I know that comes later in both groups' discographies, but I'm really hyped for the subunit 3 weeks.
Yeah, and going into next week, we're gonna start it all out with Printemps and Siron, and their first 2 songs each, and then we'll talk about each one of the girls individually, kind of their vocal strength, kind of their vocal weaknesses, and what we think of their characters, because that is important. We'll hit on the seiyus a little bit also, kind of talk about the people that voice them, because we're a big fan of all of them. Also.
Right, and we're not necessarily going in release order. We kind of group the groups together based on style. The Printemps and Siron style is more similar than say Printemps and I don't know, Guilty Kiss. You know what I mean? So
they're pretty much the same.
So group them together. We have BB and Guilty Kiss coming up after that. And I think for the last one, or maybe the second to last one, it's tentative. We'll know next episode. We got Azalea and Lily White. There we go. Ooh, sorry. And I know you're real excited to talk about Lily White.
I'm pretty excited.
I know you're really excited to talk about Azalea, but in the other kind of...
I'm pretty excited to talk about Azalea. So
in the other kind of excited.
Yeah, so real excited to talk about subunits. So we'll start hitting on those next week.
All right. Again, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Luke.
And this was Holy Heck, I Really Like Love Live. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks, guys.